So if everybody has a swill, a sniff, a swirl, a sniff, and a slurp, I think that's gorgeous. Andrew Jefford, there's a wine writer called Andrew Jefford who's written a book called The New France, and he goes in. He makes a big thing about what the French call terroir, which is what is the influence of the soil on the region, on the wine that you're tasting, and the whole sort of philosophy of appellation contrôlée is the idea that different regions. Over many years, the soils in different regions have proved that certain grape varieties grow better in those regions than other regions. Whereas in Burgundy, for a red, it's Pinot Noir, whereas where Diane is, it's Syrah, Grenache, Mourvèdre.
The estate is located in the south of the Rhône Valley, in the last appellation in the south, which is Nîmes. So Nîmes is in between Marseille and Montpellier.
If you go to Nîmes, it's a beautiful city. It's got a Roman arena or amphitheatre, almost as good as the Forum in the Colosseum in Rome. That the soil in Nîmes, it's only about, I don't know, let's say 80 kilometres south of Châteauneuf-du-Pape. So it's got the same soil, and the soil is big pebbles. They're the size of big baked potatoes, and you see them just lying around in the vineyards. And those baked potato size stones, they're round, big pebbly things. In the heat of the day, they heat up, and and of course, like a bedpan or anything like that, they take time to cool down. So the temperature in the evening, when it gets cooler, the soil stays a bit warm because these stones are keeping the soil warm. So that helps the ripeness of everything. So they've got the climate, the soil, the same grape varieties of Châteauneuf-du-Pape, but they're just a bit further south. So my opinion is that the wines from the Costières de Nîmes, when they're made to Diane's quality, are every bit as good as a Châteauneuf-du-Pape, but you don't have the brand of Châteauneuf-du-Pape. They're half the price, easily less than half the price of the equivalent quality of a Châteauneuf-du-Pape. So Diane's reds, we're going to taste one of the reds in a minute. But absolutely, you should think, if you think Châteauneuf-du-Pape, think Costières de Nîmes and Diane's wine.
Should we do a taste?
I think I'm going to go to gallery view so everyone can do a taste.
Citrus aromas?
Yeah.
Citrus. Okay. Citrus aromas. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting that lovely acidity that's coming
through. Exactly.
Fruits and flowers. Rita, my wife, gets some strawberries.
Yep.
But the colour is a beautiful colour. It's a flavour that comes from the skins, isn't it? And a bit of that tiny bit of colour. You get a bit of extra flavour. So in a way, I mean, people say, "Oh, I only drink rosé wine in the summer." I think it's got a place all year round, don't you?
This kind of rosé that have a nice richness, you can also see it on the glass.
The legs,
yes,
like we talked about the legs, but that's a sort of an indication of the richness of a wine, isn't it?
Exactly. So this rosé is fresh, if it is fruity, if you can use it as an aperitif, it can stand food very well because it has a very nice richness and length in the mouth.
And to tell you what, the other thing is it's only 12.5%. Let's not beat about the bush. You could have a whole bottle on the summer's afternoon. If you're making a red wine, you leave the skins in right the way through so you get all the big colour. How long do you leave the red skins on this wine to get that colour? Because it's very light.
The less we can. The less we can. So we harvest during the night because the grapes will be cold. If the grapes are hot, the color and everything will come immediately. Color, alcohol, and structure. We directly go in the press. Let's say that we wait for 2 hours to full in the press. Right. And then we press. But we only take maximum half of the press. The last part of the press will be put in some other tanks, and we will use it to make some reds where we are looking for fresh, bright aromas.
We've had a lovely spell of sunny weather in the UK. What would you recommend we eat with this as an aperitif or as part of a summer meal?
Grilled meat or no sauce, but you can really have it on its own, just for pleasure.
It's always for pleasure.
Yes, but even without anything, because it's elegant, it's not strong, it's long. So it can be a pleasure just at the end of the afternoon. And then you can have it with food. But in this case, all the vegetables of the area and of the period, all the grilled barbecue, fish, meat.
It sounds like from what you're saying, seasonal, grilled vegetables, so maybe courgettes, marrows, that kind of thing. Anything that's good on the grill. Don't overdo it with some heavy sauces or big flavors, just really natural, bio kind of, greens and nice vegetables.
We talked about the different grape varieties of Mourvèdre, Cinsault, Syrah, Grenache that goes into this and all your other wines. When people talk about blends, if we think about whiskey, if somebody says a blended whiskey, it's inferior to a malt whiskey, which is a single malt. I've always been told by winemakers that the art of a good winemaker is the art of blending wines to make the best product. It's not, you don't want to have one grape variety, because if you've got lots of different ones, you can blend and make a superior product, don't you think?
Sometimes we want to use the specificity of each varietal, and we want to put them together to try to achieve something that is a little bit more on the complexity. But sometimes we prefer to keep, for some cuvées, the specificity of one varietal to have something that is perhaps a little bit less complex, but very straight. I mean, we go directly on what we are looking for.
I'm sharing my screen with what I think is a visual thing of Diane's rosé wine. A lovely bouquet.
All the wines are organic. We began the accreditation in 2012, and we have finished in 2016. And now we have more than 50% of the estate that is biodynamic. The idea is to have more life within the soil.
You've got biodiversity, you've got all of these beautiful organic matter, grasses, trees, creating an animal biodiversity. So you've got different insects, you've got different animals, but then on top of that, you also harvest according to the lunar or the moon cycles to maximize the, the natural planetary effect. It's like the next level of organic. So it's organic, but better.
Okay, Diane, we're going to move on to the red, a wine with a lovely nose. This is Aboire, so this is the red wine. 50% Cinsault, 50% Syrah, Grenache, sorry. But the colour is light, is a lighter colour than most of yours, because and that's deliberately so, because Aboire, you develop this wine so it's very gluggable, very easy to drink, and it's not a wine for laying down or anything. It's just a wine to just enjoy over the summer. So if everybody has a swirl, a sniff, and a slurp, I think that's gorgeous. It's light, and it's very fruity, and it's very soft. But it's soft, but at the same time, it's got some good tannins, and I think that's in balance. It means it's good to drink with food, and actually when we have our barbecues and we're having the Simel Rosé, we can have a bottle of this at the same time. So tell us about this wine, Diane.
This wine has been made exactly as you said for the summer.
Yeah.
So the idea of Aboire, the meaning is to drink. It means to drink. And AB for us means organic. So it's the nice butter, organic, natural to drink, just to enjoy. We have choose the two varietals that have the less tannin, only the Grenache and the Cinsault. So with a nice power, roundness, and richness, and half or a small half of this wine are the end of the press of the rosé.
I tell you, I'm getting I get tinned strawberries coming out of this. I don't know what anybody else is getting. Black currants.
We've got cherries. Alan says cherries. Strawberry jam. Flowers.
Yeah.
If you get a flavour that you're getting and it's pronounced in some way, whatever the trigger is for you, if you remember that trigger and then 2 years later you taste another wine and you get the same trigger, there's bound to be some sort of common thing, be it a grape variety or a region or something like that. So we shouldn't be too hung up about what it is you're tasting, because what one smell or taste sensation means to somebody is what they remember from childhood, the past, whatever. And it might be something completely different to somebody else. We are at the end of the tasting. We've had a lovely time, but I guess, Diane, let's finish off. If there's anybody who wants to ask you any more questions while we got you here, that would be great.
What volume of wine do you produce a year?
So we produce around, let's speak in bottle, even if we don't put everything in bottle. We produce something like 250,000 bottles.
Okay. We're trying hard to help you drink our way through all of your 250,000 bottles.
Where does the name Eau de Gueules come from?
Alors, this is coming from the crest of my family. These are the colors of the crest of my family. Or mean gold.
Yep.
And Gueules is coming from the color of the mouth of the animal. Gueules is the mouth of the animal. That is red.
We've also had Diane. Everyone thinks your red is delicious. Everyone said round of applause for Diane. She's been brilliant. So I think all round.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to unmute everybody. Well done, Diane. Thank you. Okay, I think it's probably time to everybody to finish off their bottles and finish up. Thank you very much, Diane. It's been lovely having you. Say goodbye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank
And
you.
don't hesitate to enjoy with a nice bottle of wine.
Bloody well will.